Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, you can find them at impactpowersportsmi.com or along 14 Mile Road, their physical location in the middle of nowhere, Rockford, Michigan. They sell Yamaha golf carts, not to mention side-by-sides, ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, scooters, go-karts. List goes on and on. If it's a motorsports fun thing, if it's the type of thing that might get you in trouble with the cops, they have it at Impact Power Sports. Great group over there. Go say hi to the big kahuna, Ron, who's he's got one of those. He's an older fellow. He's the guy. The rubber meets the road because of Ron. He's got one of those little things you like when you go to Walmart and you see somebody there weighs like 800 pounds and they're on a scooter. Ron's on a scooter. And it's not because he weighs 800 pounds. He's got a bad hip or something like that. So go check out those folks over at Impact Power Sports. Thank you to them for being part of this show. All right, where to begin? How about the catastrophe at Costco this past weekend? It was buy the alcohol day for the wedding. I predicted $500 in booze, beer, wine, seltzers, hard liquor, and soda and water. And that's getting off easy. If you're buying booze for the wedding and you get away under $500 for about 130 people, that's fucking great. So, all right. But the ridiculousness of this is that Pooh Bear and I had, the size of the carts they have at Costco. By the way, are you a Costco or are you a Costco? It always feels weird to me to say Costco. Hey, I'm going to Costco. But I think that's right. I always say Costco. Corey says Sam's Club. Great place, too. It reminds me, I got to tell the Fabio story again. I've got big giant cart. Pooh Bear's got a big giant cart. It's case after case. We've got everything. We got all the beers. We've got all the seltzers, all the wine, giant bottles of vodka and whiskey. We've got 6 cases of water. Each case is 40 bottles. 2 cases of Coke. They're like 36 per Coke and Sprite. And I run into my dentist there, Dr. Jake. And he says, "Did you bring a truck?" I go, "No." And he goes, "What did you drive here?" A Honda Accord. He goes, "Ugh. It's going to be way low." So sure enough, we get to the parking lot, which, by the way, this place is so busy these days. You can't even find a parking spot. You got to park in the business next to it. It's getting worse. We get all the shit over. We can barely push the carts. Okay, there's so much stuff in it. And not only is it a lot of weight and probably not the best move in this car, small to mid-size, I guess, but we didn't have enough sense to take any of the shit out of it that was already in it. There's always a ton of shit in our cars. We're the people, husband and wife team, that when we pull into the driveway, everything just stays in there. We get out of the car, and then it stays in there for like months. So I go to put the first case of water in the back seat. There's a couple of book bags and lunchbox, random fucking umbrella. I go, all right, we got to get all this shit out of here. We got to figure this out. And she goes, how about you drive home in this and go get your truck? And I'm like, of course we do it like this. Of course this is how we do it. And that's exactly what Bob is asking. He says, you have a pickup. Why not use that? Well, it wasn't until this point that we realized, well, we needed the pickup. Never occurred to either of us that we would need the truck. It didn't even occur to us when Dr. Jake, the dentist, said, you're going to need a truck. We said, ha, okay, ha, ha, whatever. It's like, all right. So we're in the back of the store. We're like where the dumpsters are. And she has to sit like on one of those little curb things and wait 40 minutes for me to drive home, drop off the car, get in my truck, and come back. That's how we roll. This is all on Sunday. Everything's complicated. We do it all ourselves. Shit. We got it all set. Finally got it home. Good to go. The weekend also, let's see. I got a lot of things. Okay. Let's talk about the soccer game. Went over to Davenport University for another Michigan Rangers soccer game. Now, Man Bun Chris could not be there. But at the last game one of the last games I was at, I made an ass out of myself with another case of mistaken identity. If it's not forgetting your name, it's easy mistaken identity. And that was on display again. This was bad. And Chris's, because he witnessed like the last one too. So after it happened, I'm walking away, shaking my head here. And I'm like, God damn it. And I texted him. I go, yeah, another case of easy mistaken identity happened. He's like, oh, shit. So I'm in the press box. It's me, this dude, Mario from Spain, and Colton. Mario's on my right. Colton's on my left. This lady comes in. She's got her children. Come to find out, she is the wife of the coach of the soccer team. Her name is Kelly. She's super sweet, and she's there to like hang out and watch the game and whatnot. And I introduced myself, and then we even had the moment. Actually, before this, I hadn't yet said hi, and then I was doing some announcements, and she said, "Hey, your voice sounds familiar." And I go, "Yeah, I do a lot of the sports teams." She goes, "Oh." I go, "Yeah, I do the Griffins." She goes, "Okay, yeah." And she said, "Wait a minute." And after I introduced myself, I'm Eric. She said, "I'm Kelly." She goes, "Wait a minute, are you Eric Zane? Oh my God!" I'm like, "Yes, I'm feeling good about that." And she actually was a fan of the old radio show. Corey says a guy named Mario who is not Italian. Blasphemy. Exactly, right? Yeah, he's just Spaniard. So I'm talking with Kelly for a little bit. I got Mario. I got Kelly. I got Kelly's kids. She tells me she's married to the coach, Stewart, he's way across the field. I can't see him. I just see tall blonde guy or light-colored hair. I couldn't tell the color of his hair. It doesn't matter. But all I know is halftime hits, and I walk out of the press box, and I'm the last one to leave. And out there, this nice lady, Kelly, is with her husband, the coach of the team. Now, it didn't occur to me that this might not be the coach of the team. Common sense would dictate that it is not the coach of the team, because the coach of the team at halftime walks into the locker room with the players and maybe talks a bit about what happened in the first half and comes up. It isn't like the coach of the team. All right, you guys go and relax. I'm going to go hang out with my wife. But that didn't stop me at all. Now, the guy that's standing next to Kelly is this dude from Ireland named Sean. Of course, his name's Sean. Isn't that like the most common name in Ireland? And he's got red hair, and he's tall and slender. Looks like an athletic leprechaun. And he's an assistant coach. But I think he's the coach. I think this is the husband of Kelly, who's just standing there next to the guy. Whatever, just talking. I come walking up, and I go, well, I got to go introduce myself now. I mean, I already talked to Coach's wife. Man Bun Chris says, hey, EZ, Mallory and I are moving today, so not listening live. I wanted to pop in and say if you are considering being a criminal, call SBBL Law. Have a good show. Thank you. Talking about you guys right now. Chris was not there, by the way. He had to be in Petoskey with the youth league. So now I'm standing next to Kelly, the coach's wife, and who I think is the coach's husband, or the Kelly's husband, the coach. It's not. It's one of the assistants, Sean. But I go, hey, coach, how are you? I'm Eric, the PA guy. Now, he can go by coach, this guy, just not the coach. And he goes, oh, gosh and begorra. Hello there, Easy. It's nice to meet ya. Whatever. I don't know if that's an Irish accent. All I can picture is Lucky from Lucky Charms. And I go, well, yeah, this is great. You guys are doing good. Keep it up in the second half. All righto. And I go, and I met you. Now, what's weird is at the time it did kind of resonate with me because I knew this was an Irish accent. But I also know that Kelly's husband, the coach of the team, Stuart, is not Irish. He's from England. He's from Great Britain, which, there's a significant difference in how an Irishman speaks to some guy from England. Corey says if you had stopped right there, you would have been fine. You're right. But I didn't. I said, and hey, I spent the first half with your lovely wife here. She's so great. You two, what a lovely couple. And both of them wrinkle up their faces. And they're like, oh, God, no. And she goes, no, that's not my husband. That's Sean. He's one of the coaches, but not my coach. My husband is the coach, the head coach. He's in the locker room with the team. And I go, yeah, I know. Oh, fuck. Right at the buzzer, I fucked that one up. Oh, shit. I'm good for one a day. One a day. A little bit of redemption last night at paintball. The Kuipers brothers are there, Kevin and Matt. Somebody reminded me that there's a dude that works there. I was talking with Tom, who's running our game, because Rick wasn't there. And I pointed this guy over at the cash register. He refers to me by my name. I should know his name. I go, hey, what's his name? And he tells me the guy's name. I go, okay, cool. And then fast forward later on, that dude comes out and he gets some pizza. And I'm talking to him. And he goes, hey, man, thanks for the pizza. I appreciate it, Zane. And then as he's walking away, it's time to, do or die, sink or swim. And Kuipers is there, and he's seen me do this before. Same goddamn thing. Possibility for easy mistaken identity. And I go, good to see you, Dwayne. It's Dwayne, right? And he turns around and looks at me and he goes, yep. And I'm like, yes! Yes! Come back! Paintball. This is only our second paintball event in 2 years. We had a good crowd. We had like 21 people that were there, and everybody had a good time. But I'm really feeling my age. I have been ever since I got sick with that nasty cough. I haven't worked out. But I have got to get back into working out, because what I notice when I don't exercise, that it's that whole move it or lose it thing. I get achy and I just feel rickety and beat up. So it's always a good time to start. And the thing is, I need to kick the fat reduction and muscle mass improving into high gear. I'm going to update Fatathon in just a second. And there's a lot of news concerning the Fatathon that, I mean, seriously, this might be the most monumental week that we've ever had. All right. Rebecca says, come on, work out with me. Rick adds, Rick is here from TC. He says, easy. How about another paintball event on July 20? You don't have to twist my arm, God damn it. That might not work. I'll get with you after the podcast and we'll talk, because I've got a busy week that week, but I might be going up north for a week-long commitment for the radio station up there, but we'll figure something out. Always a good time. First off, I'd just like to say that even I have standards. Concerning our pal Free Beer, abruptly, as it was described on their show, they were running to the air. They landed in Charlotte, and then they got to run to meet their connection. And they all get to the gate, and they make their connection, but there's no Free Beer. They can't figure out what happened to him. And then a short time later, he informs them, I stopped at the nearest gate. I am taking a plane back to Michigan. Emergency, emergency, emergency. I am here to tell you it was not. There is no way that it was appropriate for that dipshit to turn around and go back. I am well aware of everything that happened. I can't believe this is, to me, the only reason why that moron went back is because moron wife said, come back, because there was some fucking shit hit the fan concerning something that I am not going to go into in any way. So there's a lot in play there that makes it so this is something that I will never talk about. Easy, how in the world do you know? Well, you understand that my pal Coleman Lutz is, he gets all the information firsthand, and he explained to me what happened. And, of course, I'm not going to say anything because it just wouldn't be a good idea, and for many reasons. I don't even want to. So for fuckface Free Beer, who's probably listening to this, and his dumb shit wife, you two are fucking morons, but don't worry, your stupid secret is safe with me. Please fuck off. Yeah, because there's just a lot that you're leaving to chance if I decide to spill my guts on this one. But don't worry. I can't stand you two fucking losers. But I won't say shit. But you're idiots, by the way. You two are fucking morons. Let's update the Fatathon. There is news. First of all, I got to kick myself. I keep going. I'm fluctuating. I'm just hanging out around 180 pounds. I'm at 179, down a pound, a total of 6.5 lost in 12 weeks. I am not pleased with this. Something needs a change, and I think I know just what it is. I got to start exercising and being more aware of what I'm doing. So I'm not happy with myself. But who I am happy with is Jeremy and Rebecca. Jeremy comes into this week at 230.6 pounds. And now remember, he when he started this 40 weeks ago, he weighed over 335 pounds. And he is now at 230.6. That is something. And I should say he was at 230.6 last week. This week, he is down to 228.5. That is another 2.1 pound drop. That puts him at a grand total of 106.8 pounds lost in 40 weeks. Meanwhile, Rebecca weighs in. She comes into this week at 278.7. She dropped 2.7 pounds. She is at 276. Outstanding. That is now 18.6 pounds lost in 19 weeks. And with the 2.7 pounds lost, that is the most lost of the group. So she gets the star on the blubber. I also have some more interesting information that I want to share with you. Rebecca, and I've been spelling the name Rebekka for some reason. I don't know why, but it's Rebecca. She writes easy. Good morning. Another great week in the books for me. Down another 2.7. I feel like I'm in a good place now. Life and gym are going so well. In other personal news, Grand Rapids' newest power couple are officially official. Oh, my God. Exclusive. Going steady. Whatever the kids are calling it these days. Poor Jeremy got to meet more than just my parents this weekend. He was invited to family dinner with my sister and parents. But then there was a steady stream of other friends stopping by, and he survived the trial by fire. Sunday, I had the pleasure of meeting a few of his friends, as well as his mother and sister. His people are all so lovely and sweet. Jeremy showed me his pinball place, and we played a few games. It was such an awesome weekend. I look forward to more weekends and time spent together. Then she adds this. I don't think I've ever been this happy in my life. Signed, Rebecca, Saquon Barkley. Okay, that is outstanding. Everybody's overjoyed about that. From the perspective of Jeremy, which, by the way, if you take a look at this pic right here, this is his weigh-in, 228.5. You can see him in the reflection. And we're reasonably close to being able to see Dick. If you look, I don't think it's there unless if that's just a big wad of muff. Jeremy points out that Rebecca has back-to-back stars on the blubber. Jeremy writes this. Mr. Consistency. I'm still on track to hit my goal of 225 pounds by my birthday. I've also reached the point where I think I need to talk to my doctor about lowering my blood pressure meds. There were multiple times in the past week when I felt extremely lightheaded and while standing up. Yeah, I'm guessing what you're on is what's known as a vasodilator. So the medicine makes your blood vessels larger so that more blood can travel through them. Perhaps you're right about that. I think my BP drops too low, which makes sense because I was prescribed this dosage 100 plus pounds ago. Yeah, you should definitely reach out. I think you can. Do you have like My Chart? You can just send a message to your doc. So I'm going to start recording my BP at different times throughout my day for the next week or so and see what the doctor says. And we've arrived at the fun part of this email. Third date update. This is interesting, hearing this from the perspective of these two. Went to Grand Rapids on Saturday to hang out with Becky. I picked her up, and we went over to her mom and dad's house to celebrate her dad's birthday. I ended up meeting most of the family and longtime family friends, and I'm happy to report that they are all extraordinarily kind people. The cookout was great. The company was fantastic and welcoming. I had a great time. We went from there back to her condo around 9 p.m. My work schedule's a little wonky right now. I was getting quite tired at that point. So Becky invited me to stay the night since we planned on hanging out on Sunday anyways. He says, I accepted the invite, and Saturday night was one of the best nights of my life. A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, but I'll just say that Becky and I had a great time Saturday night. Well, I'm sure you just had maybe a glass of wine and went your separate ways and went nighty-night. We woke up late on Sunday because we were up quite late on Saturday. Took Hank on a walk and hung around at her place. We eventually left to go to dinner with my family down here in Kalamazoo, and that went equally great. My family is kind to a fault, so I knew it would be fine, but it was nice to see that Becky seemed to like them. After dinner, we went to the bar, played pinball. She's a natural. Talks a little bit more about the good times that they had. He says it was the perfect way to spend the weekend. One of the best weekends I've ever had. He writes, breaking news sounder. In the time it has taken me to type this, I have received word that it is okay to report one more thing. Becky and I are officially official. We're so official that we are Facebook official. A lot of time to go before there's a next step after this, but I genuinely look forward to getting to know Becky even more, seeing her grow, and being beside her through whatever life takes her, and now us. It's an absolute blast so far, and I can't wait to see where our future takes us. So a heartfelt thank you to Ari Zane, and begrudgingly thank you to Tophus. I wouldn't have ever thought to reach out to her if it wasn't for the two of you. Yeah, Tophus definitely gets some credit. Bonus, here's a picture of Hanky Boy. He's a very good boy. That's the dog, Hank. There he is. What a nice guy. There we go. Congrats to you two. I'm happy that you're spending time. Various comments. Cole says, played hide the salami. Yeah, I don't want to. That's a little too much info. Jeremy says it wasn't wine, it was whiskey. Okay. So just like that, if you think about where your lives have been, especially Jeremy, I mean, my God, to think that it was 100 and however many pounds ago, 106.8 to be precise, you were down in the dumps. Now you've dropped 106.8, and you and Becky have hit it off. That's seriously outstanding. Easy was out hitting the streets yesterday, and it was time to buy some Facebook Marketplace furniture. That is the go-to. You can get the best shit ever. You can also get the worst shit ever, but Pooh Bear has become seasoned at what to do because she has bought plenty of shitty shit before that we're basically just picking up garbage. But some folks who live like 5 miles away put a leather couch. Now, I told Pooh Bear, I go, we are never, ever buying new furniture again. Ever. As long as we have pets. Never, ever. It's just not happening. But downstairs in the basement, Pooh Bear's like, we got to get that thing furnished. Okay, we got Madison's moving back in after she gets married with Ash. Their lease starts after the summer in their new residence. So, nice place for them to hang out and watch TV. That's not in the same place as the NFK, who's, dominates that sunroom, and you can't even fucking go in there. You wouldn't want to. So we need some furniture. She finds this nice tan/cream colored leather couch. Beautiful. Problem though. People who own it say it's heavy as a motherfucker. It's 2 pieces. It's a sectional. Okay. And so bring movers. So I rally the troops. Jim, my son. So it's Jim and I and the homeowner. We get there. And holy fuck. So we got it in the truck okay. And I didn't make an ass out of myself. All I'm worried about when I'm moving heavy shit is, am I going to be the one that says, stop, I got to put it down? But I didn't. And it was, we got it up there, no problem. Drive it home. The thing's like hanging out of the back of the truck virtually. The tailgate is down. Well, I got straps. I'm good to go. No major problems to report. Getting that thing in the basement. 2 things. You know how like on the on your couch you've got those. You can easily take off the. It usually adds about 3 inches to the width. The feet on each corner made out of wood. This would require like just taking a screw out, taking the goddamn thing off, and I should absolutely have done that because bringing that thing through the house, we had the cabinets refaced at one point, which is kind of a shitty way to do it, and it's just like Formica, and well, the fucking thing hit the Formica and chipped the cabinet face. It's all fucked up. Looks like shit. And then, so we're taking it down the steps in the basement. And that same foot is, it's like this, it's just going down barely. But that wooden foot is touching the wall. And dare I say it's pretty much gouging it. So literally all the way down that wall is a nice fucking gouge. And it really bums me out. Things like that really, really upset me. Like it's the type of thing where it affects me for like many minutes, maybe hours after. That, oh my God, this is fucking terrible. And I feel bad, and I'm annoyed. And so Diana sees it, and she goes, well, we'll just paint the wall. Now that's how you handle that shit. Yeah, we'll just paint the wall. And I'm like, I wanna like yell, okay? I wanna fucking freak out over all this shit. But something's keeping me from doing it. I don't know what it is. I think as I age, I've gotten in the habit, ever since Pooh Bear taught me the size of the problem thing. Where Eric, size of the problem. And I'm like, okay, no, you have to do it. Show me the size of the problem. And then thumb and index finger, about 1 inch, and I show it to her. And she says, your reaction. I'm like, I don't want to do it. She goes, no, you got to do it. So then I put my arms out wide. This is my reaction. And she goes, yeah, your reaction needs to match the size of the problem. Are you doing that right now? No. Well, then you're going to have a bad time. It has to match. So I was successful, but I didn't want to be successful. Much the same, Bob says, see wall behind Eric. Exactly. Which I think we're at about 6 months now that wall's been like that. You can't rush into this shit. I wanted to throw shit and break it inside of my garage because I almost got fucking killed. The garage is back to being a shithole again because we had that garage sale, and then the shit that we didn't sell, it just stayed there. So there's the third bay is like a collection for nonsense. And I was walking through the garage, and like on a pair of Crocs, these things always are trying to kill me. See how you have the holes on here? Well, that is a perfect size for a shepherd's hook. We tried to sell this shepherd's hook at the garage sale. You like hang a bird feeder on it or whatever. And nobody bought the goddamn thing. So it's laying on the floor of the garage, but it's slightly up. So the toe of the Croc hit the end of it, and that end went into the hole. And then the rest of the shepherd's hook is latched onto whatever the fuck is in there. It's an anchor is what it is. So now it has me. But I'm still walking. And I swear to God, I thought I was going to break my leg as I fell to the floor of the garage. And I'm just laying there. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's got me? What is this? A goddamn bear trap? Fuck. I also had to spend part of, what day was it? Saturday. Those things called Blackstone grills? I got one a year ago for Father's Day. And it's been in the box, for that long. Now, after assembling this and doing what I'm about to tell you that I did, I realized that assembling it is not a problem. This is a painless job. I should have done this. I don't know why I didn't, because I'm seriously going to love this thing. It's going to be awesome. Having this flat top cast iron griddle with all that space. Fucking great. So I build it. I go, yeah, this thing is nice, man. Now I need it because Madison's getting married Friday, and my caterer needs a Blackstone. So I go, hey, I got you. But I gotta season it, and so that involves turning it on for like 15 minutes, getting it super hot, and then you gotta put oil on it, and you know how you're seasoning a cast iron pan, but then you got to do it you got to season the shit out of it, and then let it all burn off, and do it again, season, burn off, season, burn off, and this takes a while. Bob says they're overrated. Well, what do you mean overrated? How could they possibly be overrated? It's a cooking surface. A cooking surface. Isn't it rated appropriately for a cooking surface? I don't know how it could possibly be overrated. Nick says, prediction, Easy's Blackstone ends up rustier than an old Chevy. Bullshit. And the reason why that's bullshit, cock, is because I just sent Pooh Bear and the family something I wanted for Father's Day. And you know what it is, dick? A cover. Okay, so to you assholes like Bob and Dave who think it's overrated, what is to compare that's better or as good as? But David says it'll be in the next garage sale. Well, I guess that's possible. Badger says a fry pan. Dickhead, a fry pan is this big. This is this big. You can put everything on there. Any regular grill, this is for fucking frying, asshole. A grill is a grill for grilling. This is a flat top grill, dick. You guys are fucking just busting my balls. I can't tolerate this stupidity. Ignorant sluts. All right. We had an NFK weekend here. Part of it is when he gets nosy, it's a sight to behold. I mean, the level of nosiness on him is really outstanding. Like, I have a thing now where I want to see if he's listening in. Like, if I have a phone conversation, I can hear the TV on in the sunroom, and I'm in the kitchen. And if I start talking to whoever's on the phone, the sound immediately stops coming out of the sunroom from the TV. He's hit mute so he can hear what the fuck is happening. And then after the conversation, he'll come and ask me questions about the conversation that I just had. That's the level of nosiness this is. And then this happens. I'm out seasoning that grill in the garage. And I'm literally seated in a chair, and you can't see me if you're from the door because there's a mattress that's blocking. Remember I said there's shit all in the garage? No, so there's a mattress in the way, and you can't see me. But I'm in there. Pooh Bear leaves to go to open houses for some of the students that she's from school, obviously. And this door from the house to the garage opens, and this happens quite regularly. If he doesn't know, so he in his brain, he's like, "Where's Eric? I haven't seen from him or heard from him in a while." So he has to get up, and then I'm there, and the door opens. Now, if I stand up, it's just going to be me and him looking at each other. And then he's going to see me like this and then close the door. And it's creepy as fuck, okay? Imagine that. So I'm there, and I'm seated, and I hear the door open. And all I can picture is him standing there, looking out, scanning the garage, trying to look out the garage to see if there's anything in front of the house that would show my whereabouts. And it must have been one fucking full minute of him standing there, and then the door closes. I'm like, Jesus Christ. A little bit of time passes. I go inside. He goes, "Hey, where were you?" And I go, "Well, I was just out in the garage seasoning the grill." He goes, "Oh, okay." So weird. Nick says, "Has he ever asked to be on the podcast?" No. I would never let him. He needs to be stuck in 1976 when it comes to the communication level. One of you made a comment. I think it was Corey, and he might have made it twice, about the NFK and Ash will be fun together. You'd be surprised. He does stick to his own little routines and things like that. I don't think it'll be anything weird. We've got enough room here that we can give him a wide berth. And I that's what I've said to her, to Madison and to Ash, is, hey, just, stay in your own routines and just know that don't try to get in his way, which I think I did the other day. This is what I see all the time around this house. The NFK will go and get a paper towel, and he folds it in half, and then he takes it over to where he sits. He opens up his little footrest that has a lid on it, and he puts this in there. And they just pile up. And similar to that, this is a level of an example of the level of the rituals that he gets himself involved in, which I don't know what causes this. I don't know, because Diana, being that she works with autistic people every single day, she has said to me, he has autism. Not to mention the brain damage, the alcoholism, the heavy, powerful medications he takes, all the years of grand mal seizures. He's fucked up. So, he's got these tasks that he has to do. And one of them centers around the coffee. So he makes a lot of iced coffee. And it's in a cup. And then he'll pour it into like a bottle that you would see a guy on a bike using. He's got a lot of these bike bottles. There's about 5 of them in the fridge of the iced coffee. Usually takes about 10 hits of that, and then he'll dump it out. Sometimes he'll only take 5 hits, and he needs to do something with the rest of it. Now, conventional wisdom would tell you that, okay, he's got 1 in the fridge. Should be 1 in the fridge, maybe 1 backup. But no, he's got 5. And sometimes he'll just take 5 hits of it and put in it, and you would think he would just put it back in the fridge, but that is not what he does. The process involves, at some point in the morning, getting one of these paper towels and setting it down on the counter space to the right of the oven. And then he'll sit back down. And a few minutes later, he'll come back with the iced coffee that he wants it back in the fridge. But he won't just put it right back in the fridge. I watched this happen Saturday, and it's fucking crazy. He'll set the bottle down on the paper towel, and then he'll get another bicycle bottle and set it down on the paper towel. Then he'll grab the first one, take the lid off, and pour it into the second one. Put the lid on the second one, put the second one in the fridge, take the bottle with now nothing in it, the first one, won't rinse it out, just take it and set it on a shelf. And then he'll throw this away. That's it. And I'm like, now, I was talking to my son about this. And he says, do you say anything? I go, no, I'm not going to get in the way of that. He's got it down. I said, if I spent my day asking him why do you do that, correcting him, I go, it would fuck him up. Okay? He's happy. It doesn't bother me. Well, it does bother me, but I don't give a shit. It's just nutty. I go, if I did that, I'd be doing it all day, and it'd probably alienate him, and he'd hate my guts and stab me in my sleep. We can't have that. The other day, I was telling Kuipers this yesterday, the Kuipers brothers. One of these paper towels was there, and I used it. I grabbed it to wipe something down, and he had already set it there. So he's walking back, and he's expecting it to be there when he gets there. And he gets there, and he looks down, looks left, looks right, and everything's fucked up. Now he has to go get another one. Oh. Molly says he doesn't listen to this show. No, ma'am. So wait, what was I going to say? Shit, I forgot. Oh, I'm driving around with my son, and I'm telling him this story. And I go, yeah, he just, and we started talking about his tobacco usage. And because the time he gets up, by the time he sits down at 7:20 a.m., he's got a dip in his mouth. And that continues up until bedtime at around 8:30. So coffee, dip, TV, frozen meals, wash, rinse, repeat. And then I cracked the joke. My son said, Jim goes, why don't you let him start ripping Zins? That way he's not using the chewing tobacco. And I go, no, because that'll extend his life. All right. Looks like I've got a bot in here I need to get rid of. They always distract me, too. But that was part of the weekend, seeing something like that. The NFK, a legend, an absolute legend. Which, by the way, I got to get those pants into the cleaners. The same pants that had the shit in them. Rebecca says, don't forget your work meeting. I appreciate that, madam. You guys got my back. fact, I'm going to leave it right there, and I'll be back after the work meeting. Q100, staff meeting, big news to share, I'm sure. I'll talk.